Hey, fantasy owners, and welcome to our Week 13 waiver wire episode here on Lift the Cup Fantasy, or LTC Fantasy as some call it. If you do like today's episode, please remember to hit like, hit that subscribe button, and remember that bell so you get notified on future episodes like our weekend ads or our strategy that looks at the beginning of the week for more short-term ads. This episode focuses on players that'll help you not only short-term, but hopefully long-term, at least a week to 2 weeks at the very least. And we'll get right into it looking at goalies. One that I like is Mackenzie Blackwood of the New Jersey Devils. He's only owned in 66% of leagues, so you do have a 1 in 3 chance of finding him out there. One thing, he is the only goalie in New Jersey with a winning record. He's 9-7-3. He has a 3.2 GAA and an 899 save percentage. What I do look at is just his last 6 starts. He does have 4 wins in those last 6 starts, so he's starting to get the win totals up, which is nice. Next one is Ukko-Pekka Laukkanen of the Buffalo Sabres. He's only owned in 19% of leagues. There's a lot to do with playing in Buffalo. Wins are hard to come by there. But he does have 8 game starts. He's 2-4-2. He has a 2.61 GAA and a 922 save percentage. So he does only have a couple of wins, but the other numbers are respectable. So depending how weighted your goaltending scoring is, that's definitely somebody that could help you. Next one is Anton Forsberg of the Ottawa Senators. He's only owned in 9% of leagues. Now, with Matt Murray getting called back up and them sending Gustafsson down, it might be a tandem situation to start, but I definitely see a longer leash with Forsberg, considering that in his last 7 starts, he's 5-1-1. So he's definitely put some wins together there for them. So I do see that as a possible claim for you. Next one is Tuukka Rask of the Boston Bruins. He finally signed a contract today. He's only owned in 51% of Yahoo leagues, but I would jump on him sooner than later, as I do see his ownership numbers definitely skyrocketing in the next few days. I would also, for goalies, watch the James Reimer and Cam Talbot injuries. They've both been out about a week now, and no sign of them coming back. They are still listed as day-to-day, but Kaapo Kähkönen and Adin Hill are also some other options for you out there, depending what your needs are in goaltending. Moving on to Dmen. Noah Dobson of the New York Islanders is one of my picks. He's 26% owned, but I look at games played, and the Islanders have had a ton of games canceled this year because they were supposed to have that Canadian road trip that didn't really happen. And they've played 6, 7, 8 games less than anybody else in the league. So I definitely see that as an advantage, let alone just in the last 5 games. He has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. He's +4, 2 power play points, 11 shots on goal, and 10 blocks. Next one, I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Brady Sky, I believe it's pronounced. He's only owned in 12% of leagues, and he's with Carolina. In the last 7 games, he has 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. He's +8, 23 shots on goal, and 7 blocks. Next one I look at is Dmen Severson of the New Jersey Devils. He's only owned in 24% of leagues, but what I do like about him, with Hamilton being on the IR, he's picked up some extra minutes on the first unit and is now on the first power play unit. In his last 5 games, he has 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points, so over a point per game. Never a bad thing with a D-man. He's +2, 7 shots on goal, and 6 blocks. The last D-man that I pick is Matthias Ekholm of the Nashville Predators. He's only owned in 31% of leagues. I do look at career-wise, he's been a half a point per game or better. He had a really slow start, but in his last 4 games, he's started to turn it up. He has 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points. He's +5, 1 power play point, 3 shots on goal, and 2 blocks. Going on to forwards, I look at Robert Thomas of the St. Louis Blues. He's listed as a center right wing, so you do have that versatility. I do like where you can slot a forward in a couple different spots. He's only owned in 39% of Yahoo leagues. For the season, he has 28 games played. There's 3 goals, 24 assists for 27 points, so basically a point per game guy. He's +4, 7 power play points, 42 shots on goal, and 11 blocks. Next forward that I like is Cam Atkinson of the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, he is only listed as a right wing. He is owned in 61% of Yahoo leagues. But what I do like is the last 10 games, he has 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points, +4, 2 power play points, 38 shots on goal, so just a hair under 4 shots per game, and 7 blocks. Next one, I didn't think I'd be talking about him in a scoring sense for fantasy. Definitely banger league for sure. But Tanner Ginott of the Nashville Predators, he's listed as left wing, right wing, so you do get that versatility, and he is owned in 45% of leagues. Year to date, he has 36 games played. He's 11 goals, 11 assists for 22 points. Should mention I didn't figure in his goal tonight. Not sure how it finished. Game still going on. But he is +5, 2 power play points, 55 shots on goal, 30 blocks, and 114 hits. So if hits are considered near league, definitely look at him. But in his last 11 games, he has 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points. So averaging a point per game in the last 11. He's +7, 2 power play points, 16 shots on goal, and 13 blocks. Next one I look at is Clayton Keller, the Arizona Coyotes. He's listed as left wing, right wing, so you do get that versatility again, and he's only owned in 30% of leagues out there. Look at year to date. He's 33 games played, 12 goals, 14 assists, 26 points, -6, 3 power play points, 97 shots on goal, so he does put some rubber on net, and 21 blocks. In his last 11 games, though, he's averaging over a point per game. He's 7 goals, 6 assists for 13 points. He's -6, so that's where all his minuses come from. 38 shots on goal and 5 blocks. Next one I look at, definitely a dark horse, but Kelly Yarncroc of the Seattle Kraken. He's listed as left wing, right wing, and he's only owned in 1% of leagues out there, so he's available virtually everywhere. Look, he had a really tough start. He only had 2 points in his first 14 games, and he was supposed to spark some offense, and it's finally starting to come in the last 10 games. He has 4 goals, 6 assists for 10 points, +1, 1 power play point, 13 shots on goal, and 2 blocks. Last forward I want to mention is Anders Lee of the New York Islanders. He's only listed as left wing and 38% owned, but I did mention earlier with Dobson there, just the games played factor in there, that he's going to gain 6, 7, 8 games played going forward. Previous to all their games being cancelled, he was on a 5-game point streak where he had 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. He was +2, 2 power play points, 13 shots on goal, and 1 block. Do want to mention, remember, tomorrow we'll be coming out with our Weekend Ads episode, so definitely watch for that. If you did like the episode, again, please remember to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell so you do get notified of future episodes. And good luck this week, fantasy owners.